beautiful divine souls. Yay. Okay. So today for this video, I'm going to be talking to you divine masculines, the divine feminine's counterpart. And if you guys don't understand the true love journey, please go to my playlist here on YouTube and look for the All About True Love playlist. Okay. So I picked some cards. I was thinking of doing the spread differently last night, and changed my mind. So I picked some self-care cards. I'll show you. Let's see, do I have the deck here? I do not, but I'll put them down below in the description of the video. Sorry, I wasn't prepared. But I did pre-pick some of those cards, but then the other ones I am going to pick randomly for you. So something to keep in mind, divine masculines, is that maybe if you're thinking I'm already doing these things, this is guidance for you along your journey with your true love. If you're already doing these things, then the universe is saying, keep that up. You're doing great. It's helping. So, and if not, then maybe it's something you can decide to implement in your life. So I really feel you guys gaining in your power. And I feel you guys also having a lot of epiphanies and realizations at this time. You might want to listen to the other video I'm putting out for the divine feminines. It's a letter from you to them. So see if that resonates for you. All right. So the first cards that I got out of the self-care deck by Cheryl Richardson. It's a deck by Cheryl Richardson. I believe it's called Self-Care. Anyway, you can read it in the description. You can look for it there. Okay, the first card is healing begins with feeling. Be gentle with yourself and tender with your heart. So masculines, you guys tend to beat yourselves up, and you tend to stay in that space in the past of feeling guilty and feeling bad for what you've done to your divine feminines. But what you don't realize is it's all a part of the divine journey. So appreciate, you just like when you say, I respect your power, to a bully or somebody, it's like, you don't necessarily want to, you don't necessarily want to thank the bully for that and be like, oh, thank you for being in your power or whatever, but it's about the acknowledgement of it. And somebody who has to bully also feels disempowered. So in the same way, it's like you've got to look at this as like, you know what, you're following your path. You're doing just as you're supposed to do. Not condoning, being, mean and rude and harsh and all that, all that stuff, and totally ghosting your person and all that. But it's part of the journey. It's what's supposed to happen. You going out with that karmic, if you have, meaning that you've gone out with a partner who's abusive and mean and just wants you for your money, pretty much is what the karmics are all about. That was a part of your purpose too, so that you could learn to love yourself. It's all to help you learn to love yourself, not berate yourself. Okay. So, and I like to talk about worldly guilt versus godly sorrow. The difference being that if it's a worldly sorrow, then you wallow in self-pity. Oh, woe am I. I've treated her so bad. She'll never forgive me. It's feeling sorry for yourself and being a victim. And that just completely disempowers you. And disempowerment leads to bullying and saying things that you don't mean. It also can make you, point a finger at the other person for things that you're doing. They're not doing it. So take your power back and start doing the healing work that you're supposed to be doing right now. That's what this whole point of the whole separation between you is about, is healing yourself. It's not running from your problems anymore, and it's not pretending it isn't there, and it's not, any of that running away behavior needs to eventually be faced. Once you face it, you get into your power and you become the man or the woman that you were meant to be on this divine path, being a power couple with your person. So, and as I've said so many times before, if you keep choosing the karmic path, you keep going out with these people who aren't right for you, and you are avoiding the change and the chaos and basically the ego death that it would require to be with your feminine, then you're going to keep running up against roadblock and roadblock and roadblock and roadblock until you finally turn around and face yourself, and you heal, and you look in the mirror, and you have some epiphanies and realizations. So I'm always praying that for you guys and intending that for you guys to have those aha moments that lead to all the things required for you guys to have a good, healthy relationship. Okay. So be easy on yourself. Put your hand on your heart. Do it in private. I'm sure you're not going to want to do it in front of anybody, but go to the bathroom or wherever you need to be in private and put your hand on your heart and be like, I love you even when you're harsh. I love you even when you betrayed her. I love you even when you treated her worse than you've treated anybody before in your life, even though you love her the most out of everybody in your life. I love you even when you're, I don't know, a bad dad, or I love you even when you have said, this, that, or the other thing, or I've promised this and I didn't fulfill it. Whatever it is you beat yourself up over, the best thing you can possibly do for your relationship is love yourself. Look in the mirror and say, I love you, despite anything you do or how immature I am, or whatever you want to say to yourself in the mirror. Become your own best friend and learn to have your own back and be like, I got you. No one in the whole world could ever be what I can be for you. Say that to yourself in the mirror and just be like, I love you. I love you no matter what you ever do, no matter what you ever say, no matter how mean you think you are, no matter how much whatever it is. And I mean, it's a simple act, but you guys wouldn't believe how powerful it is. So just try it. That's it. That's the only thing you need to do. And it's going to really heal you tremendously just to do that act. But I would also encourage you to do the Thank You God for My Misery exercise here on YouTube. It is super, super powerful, incredibly effective, and it'll give you some epiphanies and realizations as to why you're going through what you're going through. It'll help you feel unstuck, and it'll help you accept circumstances as they are, which inevitably moves it forward. So it's ruminating over the past and beating yourself up that makes you be more abusive, be more of a bully, and stay in the negative behavior and stay in negative thought patterns. You got to get past the past. And when you're past the past and you love yourself, you're going to be much more receptive and kind and loving and compassionate with your feminine. And you're going to be that partner that she needs. So the next card is a long walk is good for the soul. Get outside and allow Mother Nature to lift your spirits. So absolutely, Mother Nature is there for you. Trees are there for you. If you can lean up against a tree, it can be very, very healing, especially if you can telepathically. You don't have to do it out loud again, protecting your ego. But lean against the tree and just tell it, or just say to it, thank you so much for the healing. Thank you so much, you beautiful tree. And and you can lay on the grass, you could walk barefoot on the grass, or you could just take a walk and take in that nice fresh air. And it's just it's so refreshing to get out in nature and away from computers and chaos and phones and everything else. It's just get away from the world and get back to yourself. You have to be yourself when you're out in nature. Go alone, get away from everything, all the chaos, all the demands, all the drama, all of it. And just go for a walk by yourself and spend some time alone if you can, if you're able to. Okay. Baby steps are still steps, and they're better than standing still. So if you feel like you're not making a lot of headway and you feel like you keep, banging your head against the wall and not getting anywhere with your feminine, and you're so frustrated, just try to make one decision, or even make a list of all the different little things that you could do every day to start either being that man that that your feminine deserves in some way, shape, or form. So practice with someone, if you're with that karmic, practice being a good listener. Practice not interrupting her when she has things to say. As horrible as she may be, listen. Just really listen to her and validate her. So reflect her feelings back to her. What I'm hearing you say is this, is that right? And don't rebut it and say, yeah, but you, and if you want to listen to it, I have a really great video on how to be a really good listener. I would highly recommend definitely listening to that video if you tend to interrupt. And if your ego gets all flared up and you get upset when she's expressing herself, practice on her. While you got, that's what she's there for. She may not be, and it's perfect, practicing on somebody who's not receptive and greedy and all that other stuff. Just be like, I know that this relationship will be ending. And so I'm just going to, use her as practice, because most of you know that you're not going to be with that person forever. Another thing you can do is, be getting, lining up a job that's really true and authentic for your heart, to look for a better job. Or a lot of you are obsessed with having to have enough money for your divine feminine. So instead of feeling sorry for yourself that you don't, go get a job that you really love and that pays well and all that other stuff. You could be, thinking about creative projects you guys could do together. You could be, there's so many things that you could do. Just get creative and start writing a list and knocking them off your list, getting ready. So just, there's always something little that you can do. Or you can send a text or something and just say, just thinking of you and I love you. Or I know it's hard, back in the day, the masculines in separation would actually write letters to their feminines. You have and hold my heart, my dear. Remember those when you when you watch those in those Victorian movies? I will never forget our rendezvous, and someday we will be together again. Now I'm sailing the oceans, but once I return to you, I want to kiss those luscious lips or whatever, I don't know what happened to those days, but it sure would be great for your divine feminine if you would, convey some type of a message. You're still on my mind. You're still on my heart. I love you so much, despite how anything looks. Somehow convey that message to her. It would mean the world to her and definitely help her to wait for you. And when I say wait, hopefully she's not waiting, like sitting around twiddling her fingers, but knowing the divine feminines like I do, they are introspective. They really do reflect, and they get more and more in their power, working on their business and becoming, they're doing the same thing you are, becoming the best version of themselves so that they can, be the woman that you deserve as well. So, baby steps, just take lots and lots of baby steps, one every day. Just knock one off your list every day, depending on how long it takes. Some steps take longer than others, but you know what I mean. Get your creative juices flowing. Okay. Live life for you, not the audience in your head. Okay. So that's along the lines of another card in here about people pleasing. Live life for you, not the audience in your head. So don't care what anybody else thinks. That's one of the reasons you guys got yourself in the mess when you've gone out with the karmic that you went out with, is because you thought, oh, now I'll really look good. Now everybody's really going to think that I'm something, or whatever. This will really please my parents because she goes to the church that I go to, or boy, this will really, make me look good in this way, shape, or form. But it ends up, people can read right through if you're not living your most authentic life, and they're like, ho hum, or the people who are acting like they would be totally encouraged by you doing that. Oh, you should really do that. It's the best thing for your career. It's the best thing for you. Da 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 da. All they're thinking when you go do that, it's good. He's under my control. Perfect. He always does as I say. He's so predictable. So they're not thinking what you think they're thinking. They're thinking they have you pinned and they have you under their control like a robot. That's what they're thinking. So forget other people and start focusing on yourself and yourself only. Pleasing yourself. Are you proud of yourself when you look in the mirror? No matter what anybody else thinks of you, are you looking in the mirror and saying, I'm freaking proud of you? Look at how far you've come. Look at what you've done. Look how you've been standing up to yourself and having healthy boundaries. You've never been this strong before in your life. You're a badass. You know, be building yourself up like that. That right there gains respect. Living your life authentically and speaking your truth, that is worth a clap from your audience. Saying the truth for what it is and living your most authentic life with a real genuine smile and a real, really living it up in the most authentic way, that's going to impress the crap out of people. But you're not doing it for that. You're doing it to impress the crap out of yourself. So learn to have some boundaries and quit letting people use you for things. And don't be doing people favors all the time. If they're not doing it back, things need to be equal. They need to be balanced. So whatever's imbalanced in your life, including your relationship with your feminine, send her flowers. Send her, some kind of a gesture and just be like, I just want you to know that I'm thinking of you. Something really simple, but balance out everything in your life. Are you doing all the giving in this relationship, doing everything that this person wants, and they're doing nothing for you? Stop it. If that's going on, stop it. Start being kind to yourself. You're a sweet, sweet person. You should be sweet to yourself. I just saw that in a movie. I think it's called It's More, maybe. It's a really cute movie. But it's true. Be sweet to yourself. Be kind to yourself. Otherwise, you're going to keep going through these karmic cycles where people treat you like you think you deserve. And it's going to be ugly and not fun. And you're going to go through divorce after divorce. They're going to keep taking all your money that you worked so hard for. You're going to keep taking care of everybody else when they should be getting some tough love and they should be paying their own way. So stop being taken for granted and taken advantage of and start giving back to those who actually give to you, who give equally to you. So, all right. A breakdown is often followed by a breakthrough. Remain calm. So if you have things breaking down around you, it's probably because the universe it's called a tower moment in the tarot. Things break down around you so that you can rebuild something even better. Now, you probably got all kinds of signs and synchronicities and things telling you before the tower moment that you ought to get out of the situation you're in, whether it be your career, the relationship you're in, or whatever. You've probably been knock, knock, knock. The universe is like, knock, 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 time to change. Knock, 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 different career. Knock, 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 different this, different that. She doesn't treat you right. You've got the woman of your dreams over here kind of waiting for you in the background that you think about all the time, 24/7. Knock, 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 knock. And you were like, I don't hear it. I don't hear it. I don't hear it. I'm pretending to be happy, 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 picture, picture with your person. And it's just like, okay, when are you going to break the facade? So the universe finally was like, a tower moment has to happen right now. You have one last chance to rectify your life and get it back on track. That's what a tower moment's there for. It's to open the door to your most authentic life. It's your ability it's your opportunity to to be like the phoenix rising from the ashes, stronger than ever. It's your time to level up, masculines. It's your time to say, you know what? I'm tired of this fake life. I'm tired of this job. I'm tired of this. I'm tired of this location. I'm tired of it all. And I'm going to go create, even though it's scary, even though it requires change, even though I'm going to feel like a fish out of water. I don't care. I got to go do it because my heart is calling me to it. I got to go do it because my heart's calling me to it. That should be a t-shirt. Anyway, go for it. This is your chance. Know that it's a blessing. It is a gift right now. So take it for that. Take it as a positive thing. Do the thank you, God, for my misery on it. Swear to God, it's going to shift everything for you. Write down, thank you, God, that my life is falling apart as I know it. You want to put it in the most negative way you can, because it's how you feel. It's honest. And then you write down all the benefits and advantages as to why that's a perfect thing for you right now. And then do it on, thank you, God, that my relationship is falling apart and not what I expected it to be. All the benefits and advantages as to why that's a good thing. It's a very simple exercise, but when you sit down to do it on paper, you wouldn't believe the things that will come to you. So don't worry about your breakdown. Everybody has it. Get those tears out. Cry it out. Talk to a good friend, a wise friend, not somebody who will get you drunk and partying, telling you that's the way to fix things. Go to somebody with wisdom. Go to somebody who actually has a good, healthy relationship who can give you some pointers or whatever. Okay. A closed door is an invitation from life to move in an even better direction. It's time to change course. I should be showing you these cards. Well, that one you can't really see very well. Yeah. If you've had a door slam in your face, say, yay, this is awesome. Okay, where's my other door? Okay, and how do I go through it? Where's the window? Okay. Look for your opportunity out. Take the opportunity out. Don't take it personally, whatever's happened. Like, don't go, oh, well, they should open the door for me because I'm special, or they should open the door for me. Now I feel rejected. Don't feel rejected. The universe just did you a freaking favor. Are you kidding me? Don't stop taking everything so personally, Be like, take it as a blessing. Just be like, this is freaking awesome. Thank you, God. Thank you, God, for sparing me and saving me from this situation. I am so grateful. So I'm going to share a little story of something to that, in support of that. Somebody just told me that her sister was in, I believe it was a Walmart. She was shopping in a store, basically, and had an anxiety attack. So she called this person and she said, what do I do? My heart is pounding really hard and I'm really scared and I don't know what to do. I'm like paralyzed. So she talked her through it. She's like, take several deep breaths. And she told her some things to say to herself and everything. She calmed her down. And then she said, you better just get out of there and leave. Then as she was exiting, there were all these cop cars pulling up. So, so she was like, oh my gosh, I bet there was a shooting or something really dangerous that was happening in there that she would have been a part of if she wouldn't have that anxiety attack. And I, in the shower later, was like asking, all right, universe, is there something that I can help with right now? Is there, will that sister allow me to send her a blessing right now? And she already got it. And I thought about it and I was like, she did, because she just realized she's an empath and she was taking on the anxiety of the situation. She actually sensed it. I don't know if anybody else in the store felt that, but she felt it. So that's absolutely incredible. So a situation that looked like it was a bad situation turned out to be something that probably saved her life. And it showed her the power of her intuition. And it's probably set her on a path now of being curious. What is intuition all about? Because she really wasn't open to it before. What is this whole thing about? That was incredible. Like, how was I feeling that was coming? How did I know? So turn it around, change your perspective on it. Don't believe any story that makes you feel sorry for yourself. The feminines have to master that with you. It's your time to master that now. Okay, focus your attention on what could go right. When you learn to imagine the best case scenario, you get to enjoy and experience twice. So we are master manifestors, and when you focus your attention, like I always encourage you guys to, if you're worried about something, let's say you have a test coming up and you're like, I don't know if I'm going to pass the test. Instead of worrying about that, use an affirmation that's the complete opposite of what you're worried about. So if you're worried about not passing the test, you say, thank you, God, or spirit, or whatever you want to use. Thank you, God, so much that I've passed the test. You want to say it as if it's already happened in the past. Okay. Use your imagination. It's, you've just found out you passed the test. Thank you, God, so much that I passed the test. And it was so much easier than I ever thought it could be. And I feel brilliant that I aced it. And I'm just so excited. I'm so happy that it's over and there's no more stress around this issue. Say that and do that on everything. Do that with rent. If you can't, if you don't feel like you can pay rent that month, instead of worrying about it, thank you, God, so much that you always supply everything that I need. My rent is already paid. I don't know how I did it. It just came out of nowhere. And I'm so excited that you always provide for me no matter what. And if you really feel that in your heart and you even say it out loud, you're going to turn that whole situation around. So you got to learn how to catch yourself thinking the negative thing and switch it up really quick. Otherwise, the more you think about it, you're going to be creating it. So if you can actually intentionally stop yourself, really feel and imagine everything going great, like, oh my gosh, your relationship with your feminine. Thank you, God, so much that it was so much better than I was ever anticipating getting to talk to her and having this heart to heart. I am so relieved. I am so glad she was so receptive and she was so understanding. And now we can be on the same page. And now we can work together. Now we can, talk things out. We can understand each other better. I feel like I've got a brand new clean slate with her and it feels so incredible. Be saying that, imagining having this wonderful conversation and everything going great. Then you're going to create it. It's going to blow your mind. You could even say that, thank you, God, that it's just blown my mind. What an incredible conversation we just had. I am so relieved. And now I have more confidence in my ability to communicate clearly. Now I know I can totally do it and be vulnerable and tell the truth. I've never been so comfortable to tell my ultimate truth to somebody in my life. It's part of my evidence that she is truly my true love, Okay. If beating yourself up worked, you'd be thin, rich, happy, and happy. Try loving yourself instead. So another message on not beating yourself up. And they're right. I mean, if beating yourself up works, then we'd all be thin, rich, and happy. We'd have everything that we wanted. Bam, 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 hitting yourself with a rock sock. Bam, bam, bam. Yes, everything improved around me. Look at the wonderful life I have, Obviously, it doesn't work and it keeps you really stuck and it keeps you in a really negative energy. And you guys deserve to be happy. You truly deserve to be happy. Nothing bad is going to happen to you if you try to be happy. That's a belief you got to ixnay on that one, okay? Because it's just not true. Whatever you believe will happen to you. So if there's a belief that makes you feel bad or scared or like, doomsday is going to happen or any of that, you've got to do something to change that belief system. And it can be just, an affirmation to the opposite and saying it so many times it replaces that old belief. I choose happiness and happiness chooses me. I choose, I'm so completely loved and supported in all ways and always. I feel like I've won the lottery in every area of my life. I feel like the luckiest guy in the world. Whatever you want to say an affirmation or listen to and meditate or do like a Divine Guidance Council meeting, which is also here on YouTube. Do something proactive to heal those thoughts. Don't just let them be there and don't just follow them down that rabbit hole that gets you into a depression. Validate yourself. I love you even when you believe this false illusion, Ask your feminine in your mind for some advice. She's been through a lot of the things that you've been through, and If you can ask her in person, of course, that'd be great too, but you probably won't do that because you're in separation and you don't want her to see the work in progress. But if you can, if you can just telepathically, just be like, what would you do? How, could you help me? And see what you get back. Or you can ask angels, or you can ask God, or you can ask Yeshua, or, whatever your thing is. Okay, but stop beating yourself up. It's not going to get you anywhere, and it's not going to help. Watch Matt Kahn's video, Respecting the Shadow, and you'll understand. You have to embrace all of who you are. You cannot expect your partner to embrace all of who you are if you don't embrace all of who you are. But you could do it today and be done with it. Just choose different. Just believe different. And really anchor it in. This is my new belief. Period. End of story. Anytime that other one comes up, I'm just going to ignore it, push it aside, and affirm this one, because this is what I believe now. Okay. Stop trying to please everyone. Everyone is a whole lot of people. Protect your energy. All these people that are tugging on you and trying to tell you what to do and all of that, they're not looking out for your best interest. They're looking out for their own best interest. They're energy vampires. They're sucking off of you. They're sucking your money. They're sucking your I was going to say your livelihood, but I mean your youth. They're sucking your energy. They're draining you. They're making you feel like you're just I don't know, like Groundhog Day. They're sucking the life out of you, like pretty literally, actually. You should be doing some Qigong to replenish your energy if you're people pleasing, because otherwise you're going to be sucked dry completely of everything that brings you any kind of joy or happiness. And being that you do deserve happiness, if you're people pleasing, you're not going to be happy with yourself. That's the same thing as beating yourself up. So love up on yourself. Give yourself some TLC. Make sure that you treat yourself well. Get away from those people. Practice boundaries with those people. Tell them they can take care of themselves. They can go elsewhere for their needs. You may have certain responsibilities, like maybe children or something like that. But even with that, practice your boundaries. I'm willing to do this. I'm not willing to do that. You're not the boss of me. I am the boss of my own life. I dictate what I want to do and don't want to do. And nobody is the expert on your life but you. Nobody can tell you what's best for you. It's just impossible because they're not you. They may think they know, they may think they're an expert on your life and they know exactly what's perfect for you. They don't know anything. They really don't. Even if they're being paid to tell you what to do. Some of you. So don't listen to anybody else's advice. If it doesn't ring true for you, if it doesn't feel right for you, if your heart goes, ugh, when they ask you to do something, don't give them an answer right on the spot. Say, let me think about that and I'll get back to you. Do not feel pressured to give in, because those kind of people, they'll be like, give me an answer right now. I need to know right now. And you're a loser if you don't do it. They'll give you a guilt trip. They know just the right triggers. That's the other thing. When you do some more healing, then you don't get triggered so much. When you're triggered, you're controlled. So don't be controlled by these people. If you react a certain way, they'll be like, ooh, if I say this, he reacts. It's perfect. And they learn to play you. Don't let them play you anymore. Don't let people lie to you anymore. Listen to your intuition. Are they telling me the truth? Are they coming from a kind and compassionate place? Also, read through people who are trying to manipulate you for their own power and for their own benefit. Okay. Love people. Love them with all your heart. Just be sure to love yourself first. Okay. I think we've said enough about that. Love yourself. Love yourself, love yourself, love yourself, love yourself, love yourself. Okay. So we're going to look at just 3 more decks. Thanks for hanging in there. I know you guys don't like talking about this kind of stuff very much. But... Okay. Some cards just spilled out, so I guess I'll read those. All right. Natural beauty and authenticity. Be yourself as God made you, naturally attractive and lovable, inside and out. You are perfect just the way you are, but you need to acknowledge that. Even if you're a goofball, even with your mood swings, even like all of it. So just, I love you, even when you this and even when you that, like I said before, just be yourself. Tell your truth to everyone around you. Okay. Life-changing epiphany or experience. And I said, I felt like you guys were going through these. It's time. It's a time of big and blissed change for you. And God is supporting you each step of the way. You are Excalibur, or is Excalibur the sword? You're the guy who pulls the sword out of the stone. You will have the victory. You just need to get clear within yourself and then get into your power. Get into your power and start taking some action towards your new life. Forgiveness heals. Time to release repressed anger as it's blocking your health and happiness. Anger, guilt, shame, all of those negative emotions, you got to release them and heal them. Thank you, God, for my misery will help you to do that. It's very simple. Okay. Sensitive emotions. Times of heightened emotions and sensitivity call for extra self-care and gentleness. Okay. Take a bath grab somebody's essential oils and a candle and go take a lovely bath or take that walk or cry. Let yourself cry. Crying is so incredibly healing. Prosperity. Okay, there's a positive shift and flow and of divine support in all ways. Okay, so it could be money, it could be a new job, new opportunities. As you start following your heart and getting on the correct path that's most authentic for you, which is aligning with your life partner, your counterpart, prosperity is going to come pouring in. You guys will see that I am speaking the truth, but you got to take that leap of faith and start going down that path first to see. And then you're going to be writing me. And then you're going to be thanking me. You are so right. Everything just started working out so incredibly when I aligned with my person. Busy times and multitasking. Take charge of your schedule during this busy time and honestly assess your underlying reasons for being so busy. So maybe you're trying to escape from all of this. Maybe you're trying to keep everything status quo. Stop resisting the change. It's for your benefit, and it could actually involve maybe cutting back on work and being home more so that you can be there for your feminine more. Maybe it's not going to be all about work going forward. You could use a break, couldn't you? Spiritual path. Oh my gosh. Your true beliefs are becoming clearer to you, which prompts you to make necessary life changes. I don't even need to clarify that one at all. Oh, ready to love again. You've healed from the past enough to open your heart to new love. You are ready for this. You're ready for this. And you don't have to be a perfect person to be with your person. You just have to be willing to apologize when needed, willing to cooperate with your person so you guys can work together as a team. Be willing to compromise and to listen. That's really all that's required. And be grateful. Be able to show gratitude to each other. Okay. Whoa, sorry. Oh, jeez. I'm on a wobbly table. Or you're on a wobbly table. Okay. This deck. A message for the divine masculines, please. A message for the divine masculines right now, please. One more. All right. You have a special bond with animals. Your pets on earth and in heaven are watched over by angels. If you have an animal that's passed away, they're encouraging you to take this leap of faith into this new life. It's a new life that they would want to be involved with. If they were still alive, they'd be happy with your new partner. They'd be happy with your counterpart, and you know it. They would not be happy in the situation that you're currently in, would they? If you're really honest with yourself, your dog or your cat would be like, I don't know, I'd feel really uncomfortable living in that house with you guys. Or I don't know, I'd feel like crawling under the couch sometimes, scared at those fights. Or, they'd feel sorry for you, they'd feel bad. But this new life that's calling for you, your animal is encouraging it. Or this also could be a hint towards your new career. Maybe it has to do with animals because of your love for animals. Or maybe your divine feminine has an animal that does or will love you tremendously. And you're going to make a big difference in the animals' lives. Could be any or all of it. It could also be that you're going to have like this family of animals combining and coming together. And this could also just be a little dependent one, whatever the dependent one would be. So it could be a child too, or both. Okay. What do you desire right now, masculine? Visualize it and it will come about. Negativity will block your progress. So if you actually want to get somewhere with this whole thing, start visualizing or affirming the life that you want and everything going great, like we talked about. You are a light worker. God needs you to shine your divine light and love like an angel upon the earth and all of its inhabitants. So you could be a healer in hiding. But you are a light, whether you know it or not. You may be hidden under a bushel right now, hiding yourself from the world, but you're that light in back of her head. You are lighting up your divine feminine's life. So that's your divine feminine right there, glowing because of your love for her. You are her guiding light. You are her support, though. You're behind her, right? In this. So she feels your support behind her. She feels you rallying for her. She feels you being her cheerleader. And she sees you as the most shining, the most beautiful light in the world. You just got to own it, stake your claim on it, and be that. You know you have it in you. Okay, caution is warranted. Look deeper into the situation before proceeding further. Okay, so I feel like this is just you learning to listen to your intuition as you go forward. Do not share your dreams with anybody necessarily. Don't share your plans with anybody. Some of you just need to keep it a little secret between you and God and just go forward boldly and unstoppably. Because anybody else with any kind of an agenda, which almost everybody has, because they all have an ego, are going to try to interfere. So the only way to get them to not interfere is to actually just, tend to your light, concentrate on your light and what you want. She's concentrating on that light. This is where I'm headed. This is where I'm going. She's in a dark room, but that light, you guys, that's your feminine. You're going toward her too. Both of you see each other as your light. So go toward that light, concentrate on that light, listen to your intuition going forward, and don't talk to certain people. Yoga and exercise are essential to your well-being, peace of mind, and spiritual growth right now. Now, there could be yoga, or it could be Reiki, or it could be any kind of energy healing. It could be Qigong, Tai Chi, anything that like boosts your chi. It could be meditation. Anything that brings you peace and brings chi through your body will be incredibly helpful for you right now. And it'll help flush out all the negativity. Yeah, you could even visualize that, when you're meditating, you can visualize that your whole body is filled with like dark, murky, dirty water, and just flush it out. Just visually flush it out of your body and let it go into the earth. Mother Earth will would love to grab all that water and utilize it the way she wants. And I always imagine that all that energy turns into like bees and butterflies, because things transform, energy transforms, it doesn't die. So, and then just do that until you actually feel clear. All right. Now we're down to the last little bit. We've got my spirit cards, my spirit oracles, which can be found in my store, amysatori.com or awakenedalliance.org. They both go to the same place. All right. Message for the masculines, please, Spirit. Learning how to self-soothe is a mandatory step to liberation and loving others in a healthy way. Rely only on you for the comfort you seek, and you'll be set free. So, whatever you're going through right now, your feminines, well, they've been waiting and they've been being ghosted. They've definitely had to learn how to soothe themselves. They didn't have any, they may have had friends to go to and things, but they were completely, totally in the dark about what to think of you and what you were up to. And they were really wanting to know. They were watching readings and all kinds of things. They've been doing that in your separation. So it's time for you. It's time for you to soothe yourself as well. Learn how to be there for yourself, no matter what anybody else thinks or what they're saying or just you're stepping into your power step by step. And one of those things is to learn how to be there for yourself. And don't expect anybody else to make you feel better or to take away your loneliness. Those are only distractions to your healing. So, Spirit is really asking you to step it up and really take a good look at yourself and do some deep healing right now. That's the only way you're going to be able to go forward in your power. Shortcuts never pay off. See, at the end of the day, make the decision that'll make you smile as you drift off to a peaceful slumber. So only make decisions that give you peace, that make you feel good, that make you look in the mirror and say, you know what, you did it. Good job. Only make those decisions. Don't make the decisions where you're like, oh, you were such a coward. Ah, you fell for it again and you got duped again. Don't make those decisions. The situation is just coming back around so you can choose differently and pass the test. You have evolved past this. You need to own it. So whatever it is in your life that seems to be repeating itself, it's only there again so that you can master it this time and you can make a different decision. That's what it's there for, is to have you step up and say, you know what? I'm going to be different this time. I'm going to quit doing the same damn thing I always do, and I'm going to make a drastically different change. I'm going to react to it differently. I'm going to do different things. I'm going to start a new life. I'm going to take the leap of faith, do something different. Just make a wish and we'll conspire to make it come true. They're there to support you. Spirit is totally there to support you every step of the way as you start to follow your heart and get in your power. Anything else? You are seeing clearly and are about to make the right decision. Go for it. What a great way to end. Thank you so much for watching and for listening. I really appreciate it. I hope some, if not all of that, helped you, masculines. You guys are amazing. And I know you can do it. And I know you can turn this situation around. And I am excited to hear back from you guys. If you should choose to share down below in the comments, I would love to hear how this has impacted your life. And what you make of this tower moment in your life. All right. Much love to you. Have a great day. Bye.